I've always wondered, what did it truly look like? The Great Library of Alexandria, the single greatest archive of knowledge in the ancient world, gone. We have no ruins, no definitive blueprints, only legends. So I asked one of the most powerful AIs on the planet to show me. And what it created was a world I never thought I'd see.
To understand what we are about to see, we have to go back to the 3rd century BCE, to a city shimmering on the coast of Egypt. Founded by Alexander the Great, this city was destined to be the cultural capital of the world, and at its heart was a revolutionary idea, championed by the dynasty of the Ptolemies. The goal was simple, yet monumental: to collect all of the world's knowledge under one roof. Every scroll from every culture, every scientific discovery, every play, every poem. It became a magnet for the greatest minds of the age. Eratosthenes, who calculated the circumference of our planet; Euclid, the father of geometry; Archimedes, the brilliant inventor. They didn't just study here, they lived and breathed knowledge within these walls.
But with no archaeological remains, how can we possibly know what it looked like? We can't dig it up, but we can rebuild it with data. We gathered every historical description we could find: mentions of marble halls, vast scroll collections, the Peripatos Gardens for walking, and the museum, a shrine to the muses that served as the world's first research institute. We fed all of this into a generative AI model. We described the scenes, the lighting, the atmosphere, and then we asked it to open the doors. This is the Library of Alexandria, as imagined by AI. Let's take a walk. The main hall, or biblioteca, likely held hundreds of thousands of scrolls, meticulously cataloged and stored in niches along the walls. Imagine the sound, not of silence, but of soft footsteps, the rustle of papyrus, and the quiet murmur of a dozen languages as scholars from across the known world converged to study. Connected to the library was the museum. This wasn't a place for relics, but for living research. There were lecture halls, dissection rooms for medical studies, and even an astronomical observatory. And for moments of reflection, there were the gardens, a covered walkway known as the Peripatos, where thinkers could stroll and debate, surrounded by lush plants and fountains, continuing the tradition of Aristotle's Lyceum. So what happened to this paradise of knowledge? The popular story blames a single catastrophic fire. In 48 BCE, Julius Caesar, during his civil war, set fire to ships in the harbor. The flames, the story goes, spread to the library and destroyed it. We asked the AI to show us this version of the tragedy. But many historians believe the truth is less dramatic and far more sad. They argue the library died a slow death over centuries, a death by 1,000 cuts. Funding was cut, scholars were purged for political reasons, the institution's importance faded. It wasn't one fire that destroyed the knowledge, it was humanity simply ceasing to care. And perhaps that is the greatest tragedy of all. The loss of the library is a permanent scar on human history, a reminder of how fragile our collective knowledge can be. But the dream of Alexandria, the dream of collecting and sharing knowledge, never died. It lives on in every library, every university, and every search bar. And now, with tools like AI, we have an unprecedented power not just to access information, but to visualize it, to experience it, and to feel it. We can walk through the ruins of the past and ask, what if? And that is our mission here at Chrono AI, to use the tools of the future to bring the stories of the past to life. If you want to see what happens when we ask AI to show us the Hanging Gardens of Babylon or the lost city of El Dorado, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our next journey.
And now I want to ask you the same question I asked the AI. Let us know in the comments, what historical event or lost world should we reimagine next? Thanks for watching.